Children, now it's our exercise time. Exercise in the workbook. So, we will do the exercise of lesson 13, fuels we use. First exercise, tick the correct answer. You have to tick the correct answer. 3 questions are there. For each question, you have 3 options. Option A, option B, option C. Among this option, one option is the correct answer. There, you have to tick in the square box. So first question, what is the first question here? Come on, read. Children, it is a solid fuel. Option A, coal. Option B, petrol. Option C, natural gas. Among this, which is a solid fuel? It is coal. C-O-A-L, coal. So option A is the correct answer. Here you have to give a tick in the square box. Second, it is cheaper than other fuels. Option A, petrol. Option B, CNG. Option C, coal. Among these fuels, which is the cheaper fuel? Not petrol or not coal, isn't it? They are costly. CNG, compressed natural gas, is the cheaper fuel. We say cheaper than other fuels. So option B is the correct answer. Put a tick. Third one, a renewable source of energy is option A, petrol. Option B, coal. Option C, sun. Renewable source of energy means the resource which we can renew it, or it is continuously available in nature. It never runs shortage. Petrol, coal are non-renewable. So the answer is option C, sun. A renewable source of energy is sun. So give a tick mark here in this square box. First one, it is a solid fuel. Coal is the answer, option A. Second, it is cheaper than other fuels. Option B, CNG is the right answer. A renewable source of energy is sun, option C. So children, our next exercise in the workbook, exercise 2, fill in the blanks. So there are 4 questions, 4 fill in the blanks are there. Read the question and write the correct answer. Okay, first one. Petroleum, coal and natural gas are also called, they are all what? They are all fuels, isn't it? So they are called fossil fuels or natural fuels, or simply we can say they are fuel. So petroleum is a fuel, coal is a fuel, natural gas is a fuel. So they are also called fuel, F-U-E-L, fuel. Okay, it's simply called as fuel. Second, dash is an eco-friendly fuel. A friendly fuel which is eco-friendly to the environment, it is good. It does not pollute air, no pollution for that fuel. Which fuel it is? It is, yes, we use it for cooking with that burns with a blue flame. It is LPG. LPG, or we say liquefied petroleum gas. LPG, known as liquefied petroleum gas, is an eco-friendly fuel. Now third one. Petroleum is also called, it is dark colored, smelly liquid. So it is also called as black gold. B-L-A-C-K, black gold. G-O-L-D, gold. So petroleum is also called black gold. Fourth one, the last fill in the blanks. The full form of CNG is, CNG, we use it is a clean fuel. We use it for running vehicles. Isn't it? Yes, CNG full form is compressed natural gas. C-O-M-P-R-E-S-S-E-D, compressed natural gas. N-A-T-U-R-A-L, natural, then gas, G-A-S, gas. So CNG is also known as compressed natural gas. So first one, petroleum, coal and natural gas are also called fuel. LPG is an eco-friendly fuel. Petroleum is also called black gold. The full form of CNG is compressed natural gas. Children, our next exercise, exercise 3. Give reasons for the following. So first, coal is called a fossil fuel. You have to write the reason for this. Why coal is a fossil fuel? Coal is formed from the remains of dead plants and animals that got buried deep inside the earth millions of years ago. That is why coal is called a fossil fuel. Fossil means dead remains of plants and animals. So we get called because of the decaying of or the dead remains of plants and animals under the deep inside the earth millions of years ago. Isn't it? Coal is formed like that. That's why it is called fossil fuel. Second, we should reduce our dependence on non-renewable fuels. Non-renewable fuels are coal, petroleum and natural gas. So we should reduce the dependence on them. Why? Non-renewable fuels are only limited. They are available in very small quantity or limited quantity. Not more, runs shortage. So non-renewable fuels are only limited and they also harm the environment. They create pollution to the environment. They are not good for the surroundings which we live. So that's why we should reduce the dependence on non-renewable fuels. Third one, the last one, CNG is called clean fuel. Compressed natural gas is a clean fuel. Why? Because it does not cause pollution. It is a clean fuel. It does not cause pollution. So first one, coal is called a fossil fuel. Coal is formed from the remains of dead plants and animals that got buried deep inside the earth millions of years ago. Second, we should reduce our dependence on non-renewable fuels. Non-renewable fuels are only limited and they also harm the environment. Third, CNG is called clean fuel. Answer, it does not cause pollution. Children, so our next exercise in the workbook is exercise 4. Answer the following questions. You have to answer the questions given. What are fuels? Name any 2 fuels. Okay, not fossil fuel. The question is what are fuels? Name any 2 fuels. Any substance that produces heat and energy on burning is known as fuel. Any substance that produces heat and energy on burning is known as fuel. Examples, petrol, diesel, kerosene, etc. Second, how can we reduce the use of fuels? Second question is, how can we reduce the use of fuels? So we learned about some steps, some measures that we can take to reduce the amount of fuel wastage or fuel usage. Yes. We can reduce the use of fuels by walking for short distances, using public transports like bus, petrol, train, isn't it? Switch off lights and fans that are not in use. If you are not using it, switch off it if it is on. Turn off the engine of our vehicle when it is not moving. If the vehicle is not moving, if it is stopped, then turn off the engine. We can reduce the wastage of energy or fuel. Okay? Yes, so we can reduce the use of fuels by walking for short distances, using public transports, switch off lights and fans that are not in use, turn off the engine of our vehicle when it is not in use or when it is not moving. Third one, what is biogas? Where is it used? What is biogas? So biogas is made from biodegradable wastes, means animal and plant waste or human waste. So biogas is made from biodegradable wastes such as cow dung, manure, sewage, etc. There are many vehicles that run on biogas. So where is it used means there are many vehicles that run on biogas. It is used as a fuel to cook food in households. We use biogas also as a fuel to cook food. So what are fuels? Name any 2 fuels. Any substance that produce heat and energy on burning is known as fuel. Petrol, diesel, kerosene, etc. Examples. Second, how can we reduce the use of fuels? We can reduce the use of fuels by walking for short distances, using public transports, switch off lights and fans that are not in use, turn off the engine of our vehicle when it is not moving. Third question is, what is biogas? How is it used or where is it used? Biogas is made from biodegradable wastes such as cow dung, manure, sewage, etc. There are many vehicles that run on biogas. Full stop. It is used as a fuel to cook food in households. HOUSE, households. Children, our next question is 4th question. What is the fourth question here? Write a short note on the vehicles that run without fuels. There are vehicles that run without fuels. You have to write about those vehicles. Okay. Answer. Rickshaws, R-I-C-K-S-H-A-W-S, rickshaws and bicycles, B-I-C-Y-C-L-E-S. Rickshaws and bicycles are vehicles that run without fuels and are run by humans to travel short distances. Tongas, bullock carts and camel carts do not need fuel and are pulled by animals to travel and carry goods from one place to another. Okay, now fifth question. What is the difference between renewable and non-renewable resources? We learned about renewable and non-renewable resources. You have to write the difference between them. Renewable source of energy is available continuously in nature and can be renewed. Sun, wind, water, etc. Non-renewable sources of energy is available in limited quantity in nature and cannot be created once finished. We cannot create it again, like coal, petroleum and all. So write a short note on the vehicles that run without fuels. Rickshaws and bicycles are vehicles that run without fuels and are run by humans to travel short distances. Tongas, bullock carts and camel carts do not need fuel and are pulled by animals to travel and carry goods from one place to another. Fifth question. What is the difference between renewable and non-renewable resources? Answer. Renewable source of energy is available continuously in nature and can be renewed. Non-renewable source of energy is available in limited quantity in nature and cannot be created once finished. Next question and the last question, answer the following session. The sixth question. Write the uses of coal. So we learned about coal, a natural fuel, a fossil fuel, a non-renewable resource it is. So what are its uses? Answer. Coal is used to produce electricity. It is also used in factories for producing steel, paper, cement and many other things. So these are the uses of coal. Coal is used to produce electricity. It is also used in factories for producing steel, paper, cement and many other things. Okay. Children, our next exercise 5. Give 2 examples of each. Given 3 things, for that you have to give examples. First one, products from petroleum. Any 2 products from petroleum you have to write. Yes. You can write paraffin wax, P-A-R-A-F-F-I-N, paraffin wax, which is used to make candles and creams, we say, isn't it? Paraffin wax. Then LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, which we use for cooking purpose. These are the 2 products of petroleum, paraffin wax and LPG. Biodegradable wastes. Any 2 examples for biodegradable wastes? Yes, from waste they produce electricity. Using biodegradable wastes they produce biodiesel, isn't it? So examples of biodegradable wastes are cow manure or cow dung, we say. Cow dung, then manure, M-A-N-U-R-E. The waste of plant or animal, okay, cow dung, manure. Alternate fuel, and it's 2 examples of alternate fuels. Some countries they are using alternate fuel like biodiesel, alcohol, isn't it? So biodiesel we can write biodiesel, then alcohol. These are the 2 examples for alternate fuel. Alternate fuels are biodiesel and alcohol. Some countries use biodiesel and alcohol as fuels to run vehicles, isn't it? Yes. So products from petroleum, paraffin wax, LPG. Second, biodegradable wastes, cow dung, manure. Third, alternate fuels, biodiesel, alcohol. Okay. Children, our next exercise is HOTS. Let's see what is the question in HOTS. You read the question, think and answer. Okay. Which fuel is known as green fuel? Have you heard about green fuel? Greenery, green, nature, fuel we say, isn't it? So it should be environmental friendly, eco-friendly we say, isn't it? Let's see. Green fuel is a type of fuel distilled from plants and animal materials. It's a type of fuel that we purify from Distilled means we do some purification to become a liquid. So purify, distilled from plants and animal materials. It is believed to be more environmental friendly. It is a friendly fuel as it is derived from green algae. So green fuel we get from green algae. Algae is a plant, green plant. Most of the green algae they live in the water. Okay, so we get it from green algae. That's why it is called green fuel and it is environmental friendly. So green fuel is a type of fuel distilled from plants and animal materials. It is believed to be more environmental friendly as it is derived from green algae. Value based question. What value you have learned from this lesson? Each lesson has a value. So all lesson has some value based teaching. Okay. So you already learned a value from the lesson that you can use for your future, isn't it? Yes, you have to keep these values in your mind. So your father wants to buy a car. Which model should he choose? A diesel run or a CNG run? Why or why not? Your father wants to buy a new car. So two options are there. Either diesel car he can buy or CNG car he can buy, the car which runs on natural gas, compressed natural gas, which does not pollute the air. So which you should choose? Your father should choose, or you should tell your father to choose. Yes, a CNG run car. Why? Because it is environmental friendly. It does not pollute air, isn't it? So CNG, compressed natural gas, a clean fuel. Okay, children, so next home assignment project. See what is given in your project work. List down 5 different ways by which we can save fuel in our daily lives. So in our daily lives we are using different kinds of fuel. So how can we save these fuels? Mention the ways other than the ones in the textbook. You can paste the relevant pictures also. So you have to mention about any 5 ways by which you can save the fuel. You should not take any points from the textbook. From the textbook, what all things they told, some steps or measures to save the fuel. Other than that, you have to find your own. Some I have written, you can just read it. Okay, drive smoothly. You should not drive very fast or in a rough way. Drive smoothly. People should drive the vehicles smoothly. Second, don't keep stuff in your car. Suppose you went to a mall or a shop and you buy many things from that. Don't keep those materials or a bag full of groceries or anything in the. You should not left out in the car. Don't keep any stuff in the car. Then combine trips and plan your travel. As carpooling, like a kind of, if you are going to a particular place, excursion, picnic, combine the trip together. You travel to that place instead of taking different vehicles. Use air conditioning sparingly. Means ACs are there inside the car vehicles, isn't it? So AC you should use in small quantities whenever you need, in small quantity and in small quantity. Do not keep it so high. Sparingly means in small quantities. Turn off the engine when idling for long periods. So if you stop the car, the vehicle, the engine is off, right? So turn off the switch of the car or turn off the engine. Okay, you should not simply on the key. When some areas we can see the vehicle parked, but lights will be blinking. Daytime. Okay, so that means the engine is not off. They didn't turn off the engine. So when you stop the car or park the vehicle, turn off the engine. So to turn off the engine when idling for longer time. If you want to park the car, you have to turn off the engine. So these are some ways by which you can save fuel, children. So children, the value which you learn from the lesson is how to conserve the fuels, isn't it? How to protect them, save them, how to reduce the usage of these fuels. So try to keep all these points in your mind and save our environment by saving the usage of the fuels. You can do small things like when in your home, in different rooms are there, if the lights are on, simply don't waste the current or the power, just switch off that. If you are not in use, you just switch off it. Maybe your parents may forgot, or some your elder people in the family, by chance if they forget also, you should remind your children. You are so active, energetic, so you should keep all these things in your mind, because you are learning about these things, right? So switch off the lights and fan when it is not in use. In this way you can save the fuel. Okay children, thank you.